you actually need people to open up and enjoy the product. And I kind of feel like it's actually smarter for everybody if they're investing to buy some and actually open some. Hey, welcome cardboard nerds. Do you find yourself staring at a bunch of sealed boxes? Well, today's vlog I'm going to talk about why sealed collecting sucks. I realize I buy all these collectibles, comics, don't read them, toys, don't open them up, see how they articulate, like all the cool stuff that comes with them. They're just sitting on the shelf in a box. Or you have your Pokemon cards that you're buying and you're just staring at your collection. And one of the things I think it's triggered this is the investment community, right? Like the idea is that if you open it, it's going to lose all its value, which is true. It's hard to resell the things after they've been opened because they
And we got a few more Evolving Skies boxes.
get more damaged, etc. Or some people like that pristine packaging. But then reality is, if you're also collecting and you're storing everything sealed, that means everything's in perfect condition. So the supply actually never dwindles on the market. So a real investor, you actually need people to open up and enjoy the product. And I kind of feel like it's actually smarter for everybody if they're investing to buy some and actually open some.
Watch your fingers.
Oh no.
Watch your fingers.
Enjoy it, but that's probably where the collector base comes into play, is you need collectors to also open up and enjoy the things that they're collecting as well. Again, because the supply will never go down, and then therefore the value will never go up, right? So that's really where you see most of the gains of things over, since like the early days of baseball collecting and toys, is that back in the day, no one thought those things would have any inherent value. So everything got played with, got opened, was enjoyed. So
if you can afford, and I'm going to let you buy this on stretch pay, and I'm going to tell you a little story about this. They originally were not even going to let me put all this on stretch pay.
I think it's just, after collecting a bit of stuff, I think it's fun to actually put it up on a shelf and make it more decorative, or see what ways you can display things both open and sealed. So maybe you have a compare and contrast in the same space, even have like a section for sealed content and stuff for open content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but
This was the doorknob they used. A lot of famous people on here. Notorious B.I.G., greatest rapper ever. Sugar Ray Leonard. Jigga Man right down here.
I think there's a few things that helped me realize this, was like listening to some YouTube channels where people are more collectors than resellers. And it's actually fun to see like some of their setups, their displays, even as adults, right? Like enjoying the content versus just always stacking it away sealed. So I don't know what that looks like for you, whether it's buying two of everything if you can afford it, and one to enjoy and one to keep sealed, or just realizing like, hey, this stuff was meant to be enjoyed and played with or read through, and then like think about when you're done with it, maybe you can pass it on to someone else so that they can enjoy it as well. Hopefully not everything's just all about collecting and seeing those tendies shoot up to the moon. But yeah, that's where I'm at lately. And again, I think, sorry, trying to drive safe here. So yeah, that's where I'm at these days. I think having a good balance of watching some channels where people are actual collectors and enjoy the product versus just keeping it all sealed.
Yeah, I got a giant ass thing of Evolutions. Anybody want these things?
Has really helped, one, excite me about buying new product, and then also realize that there's more to life than just hoarding everything, I guess. I think there's a fine line between hoarding and realizing that all of a sudden you have no room for all of the product that you've been hoarding. Boxes, sealed boxes can often take up a lot more space. Even worse is like buying cases of boxes, where you have like 6 figures in a box if you're collecting toys, or you have sealed cases of Pokémon where that adds up really quick, and then all of a sudden you have no room for it. and that's all stored away. And you're not enjoying the product, right? Like actually, maybe there's artwork that you like on the box and you talk about it, but it's not out and on display because everything's boxed up and taking up a bunch of space, in a storage unit or something that you're also paying money for, versus having it, nicely displayed. And you'd be surprised how much content can fit once it's opened and cracked. So, yeah, I think, like I said, I'd like to hear from you, like amongst you and your friends. Do you have people that are cracking product and actually enjoying it, or is everyone, sealed collecting? I think it's a very telling time when more people are, keeping sealed product and then versus opening it. And maybe I'm personally shifting because the market is hopefully shifting out of the current lows where everything is investing into more people just trying to see where they fit in the hobby, what they like to collect, and then using their money wisely on those things. And maybe again, I'm feeling this today because that's kind of the shift of the market, that we're returning back to a healthy market where people are collecting for collecting's sake, and prices have started to normalize. All right, hopefully I didn't interrupt you all watching Taylor Swift win the next Grammy, but I was driving and I thought a little bit further about it. I didn't really talk about why do people even collect sealed product in the first place. And I kind of touched on it, but it's the packaging. A lot of times people say they like the sealed packaging or the artwork that's around it. For example, for me, like the He-Man toy line always has these like really beautiful painting type illustrations on the packaging. It's kind of art in itself.
Also with the art too, I think is unique. I want to bring this up, is they got one of them skeleton warriors now.
Sometimes there's like stories to be told, adding to the, element of the product, whether it's a toy line or, maybe like Pokemon cards, they kind of have descriptions on the back of each set. So, there's stuff that I get, that collectors want to have as memorabilia or, to help them learn more about the product. Obviously, there's the reseller aspect that I keep harping on, that a lot of people want to open something brand new, or if they get something as a gift, they want to give something that's new. So it's a little easier to sell new products that haven't been opened because there's multiple reasons maybe a buyer, would want to buy those things. So you're kind of meeting supply and demand. And then also just protection, right? Some people might think that the sealed product, it'll be more protected.
This is how to protect and display your entire Pokemon card collection.
Than non-sealed. I don't know if that's always the case with some vintage toy lines, for example. Like some people like to talk about like Star Wars boxes where the old plastic has started to turn more opaque due to sun damage. So sometimes the old stuff, it was actually smarter to probably take that out if you can, or I guess an open question is whether collectors are going to be okay with the packaging having deteriorated. So it's just more things. Well, here I go harping again about why not to collect sealed, but I'm not saying never do sealed, but it is a lot more maintenance. Trying to think about like humidity if you're in a humid climate, or heat, and like keeping things out of the sun. I mean, of course you have that with regular opened and cracked product, but anyway, I guess you put a lot of attention into things that you love. So whether it's sealed or unsealed, I guess there's going to be a lot of learning to keep your stuff as safe as possible. And don't get me started on like material boxes that we all buy to keep our things sealed in penny sleeves and cases and stuff. So, all right, cardboard nerds. Well, thanks for checking the vlog today. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Are you someone who cracks your product and enjoys it, or are you someone who's keeping it all sealed up, or are you doing both? And yeah, I'm curious, what is your grail? What are you chasing after these days, in this market? Finding any good deals out there? Okay, like and subscribe. We'll see you at the next vlog. Bye.